Welcome back to the Football Weekly Wrap-Up, the series where we bring you the best transfer news, goals, events, and more in the last 7 days. 7 days. To start today's episode, we obviously need to talk about the Club World Cup. The semi-finals took place at the start of the week, and Chelsea destroyed, 2-0, pretty comfortable scoreline against Fluminense, captained by their former captain, I believe, Thiago Silva. But a star of the show for this one, Joao Pedro. Yeah, he's got a brace on his Chelsea debut. Crazy work, man. Yeah, look at the flipping angle. Look at how far out he is as well, and he curls that into this corner. I'm pretty sure the second goal was pretty much the exact same goal. On the other side of the semi-final tie, however, Real Madrid got packed in. They got put in a box, like a massive box with 4 goals in the box. PSG battered Real Madrid, realistically. They were 3-0 up 24 minutes into the game. Like, it was just an assassination attempt. You could say PSG look unstoppable, right? Wrong.
What?
Because to absolutely everyone's surprise, Chelsea demolished PSG 3-0. And they were 3-0 up in the first half. Crazy work, man. Nuno Mendes has locked up every winger the whole year. And then Cole Palmer said, nah, you're getting frozen. I felt so cringe doing that. Sack it off. Sack the video off, man. Now, real talk. Tottenham v PSG in the Super Cup might actually have to be televised because there's a chance now. They are beatable. I've seen it with my own eyes.
Hotspur? No. What's that?
The weird part about it, though, you would have thought the Club World Cup would have been all about Chelsea, right? So tell me why in the celebrations, what on God's green Oompa Loompa flipping earth is going on here? Because why is Donald Trump in the celebrations?
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
All I'm saying, for all the people who hate keep politics out of football. Yeah, the FIFA ain't helping you with that one. Insert Donald Trump in the celebration. What can you do now? That's literally a president. Might actually be the biggest case of main character syndrome I've ever seen in my life, because what is bro doing there? Another tournament going on in the world of football currently as well is the Women's Euros 2025. As you lot know, I am Welsh, so obviously I'm going to be supporting the Wales women's international team. Before I get on to the bad news, let's get on to the good news. Jess Fishlock, probably the greatest Welsh women's footballer I know of anyway, became the oldest goal scorer in women's Euro history at 38 years old. And she also, I believe, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure she is the first ever goal scorer in a major competition for Wales in the women's game ever, which is just crazy feats. Over the last couple of years, as a Welsh person, seeing the Welsh game grow, it's great to see. However, this is where I get into the bad news. While it's probably not a bad thing to lose to a team as good as France, we got packed in 4-1. It was looking promising in the 13th minute when it was 1-1, and then the second half kicked in and we got cooked. But we move. Elsewhere across the tournament and in the same group, England destroyed the Netherlands 4-0. The Lionesses looking obviously to retain their Euro title. Netherlands got absolutely fucking fisted, with all due respect. It's crazy work. And if you're a Belgian fan, an even worse fisting, Spain beat Belgium 6-2. I'll be so real, yeah. Barcelona and Spain in the women's game, they're just cheat codes.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
It's like using a 99 rated footies against a bronze team. It's just not fair. And on the final day of the group stages of the Women's Euros, Sweden destroyed Germany. Now, obviously, I'm not exactly mad clued up on the women's game, so correct me if I'm wrong. But Sweden beating Germany an upset? Because I know quite a few of the top players in the game happen to be like German. So is that an upset? But then again, there's a like the Swedish women's team. They have a pretty good team, man. It's crazy work. More heartbreak for Wales as well. Not just because we got battered and then got, you know, absolutely thrown out of the Euros. We got battered by our bitter rivals England. Navy blue. What are we doing? Now, with all due respect, the Lionesses are just, they're a very good team. And obviously, they won the last Women's Euros. So, you know, they are the team to beat with all due respect in it. So, and then in the same group, France got back and destroyed Netherlands, getting them through. And then, yeah, here we go. So this is how the quarterfinals, or like the road to the final, like the brackets, basically, this is how we're cooking. England v Sweden should be a very good game. France and Germany should be a very good game. Spain and Switzerland should be an absolute battering, if we're being honest. Norway, Italy. I think Norway's national team is actually really good, so I would imagine Norway would win that one. Fair play. Tournament's been cooking so far. Been lots and lots of goals. Now, in the world of football, pre-season has started, and Man United posted this, which I really enjoyed giving a watch. Joshua Zirkzee in training. That is some finish, if we're being honest. However, I feel like this is deflecting. I don't give a shit. In my humble opinion anyway, Joshua Zirkzee's going to have a cold season, alright? There's no doubt about that. But what I'm saying is, stop deflecting and sign some players. Please. I beg.
Don't beg. It's disgusting.
Mbeumo, why have we been on that deal for 40 days? In a whole day, Spurs completed 2 signings, which I'll get on to. Tottenham completed a £55 million deal for Mohamed Kudus of West Ham. Very, very good signing. And considering his release clause was 85 mil, that is a very good steal from them. But then, 24 hours later, Morgan Gibbs-White, here we go, to Tottenham. Spurs trigger 60 mil release clause. Meanwhile, United have been talking to Mbeumo for 40 days and made 2 bids, and they both got rejected. But that's enough projecting from me. Let's carry on with the news.
I want to hurt myself, yeah.
Something that happened during the double signing for Spurs. Nottingham Forest are not helping themselves in becoming the Karens of the Premier League. Nottingham Forest have reported Spurs to the Premier League this afternoon for making an illegal approach and have threatened legal action as the following step. The ins and out of that is that Morgan Gibbs-White had a release clause with Nottingham Forest for 60 mil. Sound. We all understood that bit, yeah? Apparently, this release clause was a confidential thing, which is between those two, so clubs don't know about it. That doesn't make sense. It's called a release. What's the point of a release clause if the world don't know about it? And they can't just... Do you know what I mean? It makes no sense. Also, if Spurs are talking to Gibbs-White and Gibbs-White wants the move, would Gibbs-White not tell them what the release clause is so they can...
No?
Flipping complaint FC. The way they're going, I don't think half the fan base of the Premier League is going to be too mad if they get relegated. Do you know what I mean? This is nothing against the fans, by the way. It's the club itself. But mainly the owner. Weird guy, man. This is low-key going to get copyrighted, so I might have to mute this. But just picture, the song is illegal by Pink Pantheress, right? Tottenham announced Kudus' deal by posting this on their TikTok. And it's Kudus and Van de Ven. If you lot remember last season, Kudus got sent off for basically being a bit of a dickhead to Van de Ven. So this was quite funny. It did make me giggle, but we move. Also, an official signing. Newcastle have officially signed Anthony Elanga from Forest for 55 mil. Surprised they didn't sue flipping Newcastle as well. But no, real talk, Newcastle, very, very good signing. Elanga, Isak and Gordon are in their front three next season. That could cook. I'm not going to lie. Newcastle, they look in a good spot. And they've got UCL football, so fair play to them. That is all for this week's episode of the Football Weekly Wrap-Up. For more football content, you can check the playlist, link in the description down below, or you can check this video out right here. If you enjoyed, like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you lot in the next one. Peace.